Good morning once again, everybody. In the news, volcanic ash from Iceland is causing more travel chaos in Europe, even as some flights are resuming. NBC's Donna Friesen joins us now from London's Heathrow Airport with more on this story. Donna, good morning.
Good morning, and there was so much hope yesterday that the ash was clearing, that Europe's airports could reopen. Some have today, but not all, not Heathrow. And with this second cloud of ash now approaching already this morning, airports in Glasgow and Belfast that were open have since closed, and it looks likely now that all of London's airports will remain closed for a sixth day. As Europe began to emerge from the first volcanic cloud, limited air traffic resumed, giving hope to millions of travelers stranded around the world. These passengers boarded a flight from Frankfurt to New York.
I am so happy to be getting out of here. Yes, I am.
It's hoped 55 to 60% of flights over Europe will go ahead today. Airports in Paris reopened for a few flights this morning, but the relief at the prospect of getting home was, for some, tempered with anxiety.
I'm a little afraid that I'm hopeful that the plane will take off and that it won't meet with any volcanic ash.
There are confusing messages about how safe the skies are, how much volcanic ash is too much to allow planes to fly, and some have questioned whether the restrictions are an overreaction. European authorities are adamant they are not. A handful of flights left Asian air hubs today for Europe. Spain has volunteered to be an emergency hub for overseas travelers trying to get home, organizing extra buses, trains and ferries to handle an expected rush of passengers. And a British Navy ship has arrived in Spain to give soldiers a lift home. They were stranded after finishing their tour of duty in Afghanistan. 2 other Navy ships are on their way to pick up marooned tourists. For families like the Harmons, stuck in Paris last night en route home to St. Louis, their European vacation has doubled in price because of the delays. They made it to London overnight.
You have to find a silver lining or you just sit down and cry.
An adventure, yes, but one they wish would come to an end.
So I'm not happy about it. I'd rather be back making up all my school.
And they're not alone. The U.S. Embassy in London has set up a 24-hour crisis line and is offering help.
We're able to provide, under emergency situations, small loans to individuals or families if it becomes serious enough where they're out of funds.
And with no one sure when the skies will completely clear, the costs continue to mount. And what happens next really depends on the second cloud of ash, how far south it moves. It's being closely monitored. Airline schedules are changing all the time, so the best advice to travelers is really to check with your airline before you head to the airport. Ann?
All right, Donna Friesen this morning. Donna, thanks. The Space Shuttle Discovery returns to Earth this morning at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida after the shuttle's 15-day resupply mission to the International Space Station. This morning, another high-ranking al-Qaeda in Iraq leader was killed in a joint U.S.-Iraqi operation. Monday, Iraq's prime minister announced that 2 other key figures died in a weekend raid, a development the U.S. calls a potentially devastating blow to al-Qaeda in Iraq. Toyota is recalling thousands of 2010 Lexus GX 460s to fix software in the electronic stability control systems. That's the vehicle that Consumer Reports issued a safety warning about last week. The White House says President Obama will deliver the eulogy at a memorial service on Sunday for those 29 miners who died this month in West Virginia. And Dorothy Height, a key 1960s civil rights activist, died this morning. She was the matriarch of the civil rights movement, working alongside Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. and others. Speaking with NBC News, she answered a question about her message for young people.
Keep struggling for jobs and freedom. I don't think we're going to get it by talking, and we're not going to get it just by the laws. We're going to have to take the hands and make the laws work.
And when that day comes?
And when that day comes, we'll be able to sing, as Dr. King says, we're free at last.
Dorothy Height was 98 years old.